Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a video and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Today, I'm privileged to have a very accomplished entrepreneur, Sneha Priya, with me. Sneha, welcome to the show.
Hi, Ashutosh. Pleasure being here.
Sneha is the co-founder of SP Robotic Works, and SP, I'm assuming, stands for Sneha Priya. She started from home, and they now have over 1 lakh students over 83 centers. Sneha is an electronics and electrical engineer by background and a change maker by passion. And given her background, I mean, she's the recipient of several awards. So, Sneha, tell me, what would you say are three key milestones in your life or your career?
In my life, first of all, making my parents proud was one of the key moments when we did our first graduation ceremony in our academy. So we had our academy when we first set up the company. So we had the academy, and when we did our first graduation ceremony, there my parents were. My parents are non-entrepreneurial background, so I'm the first entrepreneur in the line of family. So there was always a question among everybody in the family whether I could pull it off or I could do it and things like that. So it was a very big function we did for about 50 students. That's the first batch of our students. So we did a graduation kind of a ceremony for them, and my parents were literally in tears at that moment. So that was one important achievement for me during my life career. Apart from that, another two important things would definitely be one being selected as a Type 50 global company. So we were selected by Silicon Valley as one of the top 50 companies in the global space to be successful. So that is the one huge accomplishment for me and the team. So that is one. And another thing is, every time I see a parent being happy for what the child has created, that accomplishment happens every single day for me today, and that is unmatchable. That's what keeps us driving.
Well, what a fantastic set of milestones. Fabulous. So, Sneha, now let's talk a little bit about SP Robotic Works. Tell me about this venture.
Sure. So, let me tell you the background why we started this. So, myself and Pranav, both of us started this company. So, Sneha, Pranav. So, that's how SP came
about. Not Sneha Priya then.
Not Sneha Priya. So, he is also S Pranav, by the way. So, you can look at it either way. So that's, we both started it back in 2012, right after college. So we left our high-paying jobs on one end and started this company, majorly to contribute to the society. So we were not a big fan of rote learning. Okay, so we were complete opposites. We were doing everything practically in our college years itself. So our university years had a lot of learning that went into how you can learn things differently in a practical and a more fun way, rather than just doing the bookish route learning. We were doing a different learning on one side, myself and Pranav, and we were into a lot of robotics representing India and all other forums, and we were having a lot of fun. But on the other side, we could see people were learning with so much difficulty, and research was not happening, and all of that. So we wanted to ensure that from the young age, from as low as possible, we need to influence people to get ready for the real future. So that is how we started SP Robotic Works. So we wanted to influence people right from the age of 7. So that's where we are today. So we provide, to give you an idea, so what we do is we have created an AI teacher, so which teaches the entirety of the students today. So it understands what every single child wants. It personalizes the learning experience for every single child, and whatever course you give it, let it be science. sorry. So whatever course you give it, let it be science or math or robotics or whatever it is, it personalizes the learning experience, and it is a complete mapping between the hardware kit. So we give them a hardware kit as well to make the learning more fun and practical. So the course completely maps the hardware kit with what the child learns, and there are a lot of insights and everything that we share with the parent as well for them to take a wise decision on their child's
Fascinating.
future.
So, when I was reading about you, these words experiential tech learning came up, and I'm much older. So, can you help me understand what is experiential tech learning?
Sure. So, to give you a simple idea, is if there's an engineer out there, they would understand what a PWM is. PWM is pulse width modulation. So that's a if you put that word out, people all they go their eyes all grow bigger. So that's how difficult it is taught in colleges and schools. But every single tech concept is in and around us today in the real world, and sadly we are not highlighted about what it is and where it is, and that is the reason why learning becomes a lot more difficult for all of us. So what we did is we spotted out every single concept and we mapped it with the real world examples around us. So pulse width modulation is nothing but how if you switch on a fan and switch off a fan, you keep doing it, the fan runs at a medium speed at the end of the day. So that ones and zeros continuously changed is what pulse width modulation is all about. So as simple as this could be taught in a very very scary way with all graphs and stuff. So first people have to be introduced with something easy and fun, and then you can go into the depths after they understand the basic concept. So we started giving even hardware kits where people can experiment and understand this before they can learn the real the formulas and everything. Amazing. So that's where we call it experiential.
Amazing. And talk to me about your digital platform, Sparky.
Sure. So Sparky is our AI's name. So to give you a small background, when we wanted to scale up, we hit a very big roadblock of finding quality trainers. So we are a very customer first company where we feel every single child should have the best of the best teacher teaching them. So that is not possible at scale. So we decided we are not going to take the the difficult route of ensuring we find the best teachers and all of that. Rather, we build one best teacher, and that teacher takes care of what every child learns. Okay. So this Sparky is our AI teacher, which guides right from the child after they log in. So, for example, robotics is a mix of mechanical, electronics, programming, and everything, right? So when a child comes in, the platform starts understanding what the child really likes, mechanical, electronics, or programming. So based on their liking and interest, it modifies the entire course. So every course is modified according to the child's interests and strengths, and that's what is getting delivered. And it also guides the child with a lot of fun as well during the platform. So yeah.
And is this modification that Sparky does to what a child is learning? Is it done in an interactive manner, or is it just through its own perception?
No, it's done in an interactive manner. It asks questions to the child. So when the course is ongoing, so it asks a lot of questions to the child, and based on the child's answer. So let's say there's a concept and the child is not understood. So the AI will understand based on the question's response. So based on that, it will again repeat the same concept in a different way. So each concept can be taught in 100 different ways. A teacher typically does that in a class. Okay, so that's what our Sparky does as well. So it understands whether the child has, loved the concept. If not, it starts altering it to make sure the child falls in love.
Incredible. And at what age do children start interacting with Sparky?
Right from 7.
7 years?
7 years.
Oh, wow.
So that's about 3rd grade onwards.
Wow. So I wish I could go back and, 57 years and be a 7-year-old again,
So that's something even I wish sometimes. When I see a 7-year-old kid doing all of that, I always wish, oh my God, why didn't I have this? So that's something even parents share that.
Yeah. Very nice. So, Sneha, one of the biggest challenges an entrepreneur faces is scaling up.
Yeah.
Every one of us, can do it beautifully in our own controlled environment, in our own city. But then there is need to scale up. What were some of your challenges as you scaled up on a national basis?
So, as I told you, my first roadblock was finding the best teacher. So that is what we solved with tech. That was our first roadblock. The next biggest roadblock was, so once we had the platform, once we had the AI based system, we did not have, we understood that the entire Indian scenario, the number of people, number of students who have a computer and internet connection is very, very less. So to learn robotics and to learn coding and all of that, you need, computer and the internet connection. So it's going to be impossible without it. But only sadly, around 8% of the entire Indian students, including college, they have a computer and internet connection. So that was a interesting problem to solve. So we solved it with our assisted online centers. We call it Maker Labs. Okay. So we have about 83 centers today, and all of these centers are AI driven again. So there are workstations, the computers and internet connections, along with the robotic kits. So the entire infrastructure is present in the Maker Labs, so that students can go there and start accessing and start learning from there. So that's something that helped us even reach to the other set of audience, which is very important, which is the major audience again for scaling.
Amazing. And one of the, I've been on the boards of a few educational institutions, and one resistance that I have always perceived, I don't have facts about it, of changes in education is the government, and the second are the teachers.
True.
And of course, the third one is the parents. What has been your experience when you have attempted to bring in these new technologies with each of these categories?
Okay, so definitely, I think on that front, yes, the government, you've ordered it exactly in the difficult to easiest order.
Correct.
So when we first brought in robotics, people didn't know A to Z about it, and everybody thought it was more mechanical as well. There was a wrong perception in the market that robotics is just mechanical, but robotics is about electronics, programming, and all of this. So coding was key to robotics. So bringing awareness to the parents that you can learn tech with fun was was something that was a difficult task at the start. But I should say there has been a lot of push from the government side as much as possible right now, with Atal Tinkering Labs and emphasis to STEM. So all of that has been slowly started seeping in, and I think right now with NEP they've also introduced coding as a compulsory subject as well. So all of that has definitely aided our placement to the entire market.
Okay.
Apart from that, schools and teachers, they have been receptive, but sadly I would say the pressure of bringing academical scores is more on them, that I don't think they have the time or energy to be spending on anything else. So that is where the biggest gap is. So it is more on the parents right now, I would say, that they have to wake up and they have to decide whether they're going to put the pressure on the child for the scores and those things, or for the real future where the child can also grow in a relaxed manner, at the same time do a great have a great future. So it relies on the parents' hands.
Very interesting. But tell me, Sneha, with an improvement in the learning methodologies, will this not improve the so-called grades that all the schools and teachers and parents are going after, because it's improving the way a child is thinking?
Definitely, but we do have to relax the pressure on the child. So when a child learns with fun, everything seems very nice and easy for them. But when they learn out of pressure, even if it's taught in the best way, it will not make sense for them. So I think that is where, though the learning methodologies are moving in the right direction, Though we are also providing practical, kits and all of that. Though all of that is happening, we still have to look at how to relax the pressure.
So, but Sneha, I'm going to ask you one more question on this. I'm trying to understand the impact. Uh, you've had over 100,000 students who you have, trained, if I can use the word. And I'm sure, given your tech knowledge and your co-founders' tech, you must be tracking how students are doing. So, do you have any data to be able to say, and I'm not looking for numbers, I'm just looking for one or two examples on what, your kind of training from SP Robotic Works is doing to improve the lives of children?
Definitely. So, to give you a simple aspect, when we started off, so every time a child joins with us, the first thing we ask them is, what do you want to become? Okay, so many of them say, scientists, many of them say engineer, many of them say doctors, and all of that. Now, we go further and we ask the next question: why do they want to become that? And what kind of scientist or what kind of engineer they want to become? People mostly don't have answers for that. So that is one huge, gap, I would say. The clarity for what the child has to become should come from the interest and the strengths of the child, rather than the societal opinions. That is a very big, change that we've been able to bring with the children. For example, we did a lot of survey with all the engineers in India. Okay, around we did it for about 1 lakh of engineers.
Wow.
Why they took up that particular engineering group, let's say electrical or mechanical or computer science? Why they took up this thing, and whether they're happy about it or not. Sadly, around 85% of them answered that they took it up because of either societal opinions or just because the known person with them had done it before, things like that, which is not the real reason why they should have taken it. Okay, so right now, if you see, every single student who has taken up our courses, okay, so at the age of 10, at the age of 12, the child comes up and says, I like electronics better, I like physics better, I'm going to focus there. I like mathematics and coding better, I'm going to focus there. Okay, so that clarity is something that will take children to places, and it's important that that clarity comes at a young age as well.
I agree.
Okay, so the children with such clarity make better decisions at every step of the way. Okay, so that is highly important, and I'm very happy parents are letting the child take that decision in our community as well, because they understand, okay, the child has experienced everything, they have given the exposure to everything. So right now, if the child is taking this as a decision, I think it's the right one. So
absolutely
that kind of support
absolutely incredible. I once again think I wish I was 57 years younger now. I mean, because I remember what you were telling me about your survey from engineers. It saddens me that nothing seems to have changed. I mean, I finished school in 1972 and I didn't know what the hell to do. And my parents had become a doctor. I failed everything and finally went and doing an MBA. So, but I'm glad you're making these changes. So I've got one more question for you before I move to a few questions for you personally. Sneha, for someone who's doing such amazing work, and you and your co-founder are actually changing value systems and, of course, the grounds for children. What are some of the values you believe in your organization?
So first and most important thing, we're a very customer first company. So that is something that we value whatsoever. So providing the best quality at any scale. So that is what forced us to develop the AI teacher as well. And the same customer first is what drove us to ensure we have different channels of deliveries to ensure all customers come in. It's not just a customer with a computer and internet connection who has to be part of it. So that was the kind of innovations. Every innovation that happens in our company is also because of a customer or customer surveys that we do. So we're very customer first on that front. Apart from that, I believe things have everything needs to have fun factor in it. So that is something that as an entire company we believe in. Let it be work or let it be learning. There has to be a lot of fun factor involved in it.
Wonderful.
So these are two important things. I think if these two are there, if we give what the customer wants and we also have fun, what's required more in life?
I agree. That's fantastic. And, your employees must be also really enjoying working with all of you. So, Sneha, I've got time for a couple of questions, and these are a few questions for you personally.
Sure.
My first question is someone as young as you look back at, your life, and as you look ahead at the 3, 4, 5 decades of work ahead, at this stage of life for you, what does success mean?
All right, so that's a very difficult question, I would say. Success means when we have influenced every single member across every single young member across the globe. So that is what success means for me personally.
Okay.
And when I say influence, they should have taken an important decision in their life because of us, because of what we have provided them. So that is something that makes me feel, will make me feel successful.
Fantastic. And a follow-up question, your first milestone that you told me was when your parents came for the, your first,
function,
graduation, so to speak. Who or what inspires you to keep doing more and more?
My parents' trust definitely inspires. That is definitely in place, along with the parents' smile. Okay, so not my parent, but the customer's parent, the child's parent. Okay. So every single time. So one thing that I always do is every single feedback from the parent to the customer directly lands in my inbox, and that's the first thing I open every day in the morning. And luckily, so far, it has always been a positive day for me every single day, and it has been a lot of energetic reviews that come up. So that is, always kept me driving.
Okay. Time for 2 more questions for you.
Sure.
My next question is that if you were a role model to millions of children and you are touching the lives of so many, and these children closely followed you and your life choices, what is the one thing you would change in yourself?
All right. So one thing I would change is definitely have a little more fun. That's something that I'm learning from Pranav as well. So I'm a very operational and a very organized and do this from morning to night kind of a person. So relaxing and having a little more fun is something that I might possibly definitely look forward to.
Very interesting. And my last question to you, because thousands of people will listen to our conversation, and I'm sure they will read much more about you. As a startup entrepreneur or a successful startup entrepreneur, what would your advice be to young entrepreneurs starting off on their journey?
Dream big. Okay, so that would definitely be my first advice. Have your goal at a height where you will feel successful, and don't feel bad for uttering it outside. Okay. So there might be people who will tell you, that's too big right now, or that's too much for aim for this moment. What's your short-term goal and stuff like that. But first, please tell that. So that is my advice. Don't feel shy, or don't take 2 steps back from telling it. Feel proud that you're able to dream big. Not everybody can dream big. So if you're able to dream big, go ahead and tell it out proudly. So that is my most important advice.
Amazing. Sneha, thank you so much. I mean, I consider it my privilege to have spoken to you, because I have learned so much in my conversation with you. Thank you again, and wish you lots of success.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to the brand called You Videocast and Podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the brand called You.